Hi all, welcome back to my channel Reviews with Rush, where I share unique insights from amazing classics. Today I am bringing to you Charlotte's Web. Let's get started. This book reminded me of another classic, To Kill a Mockingbird, and overall, because it's an emotional read, I felt that time and again, because of the society, the innocent and pure souls are put to test and they find it difficult to save themselves. This book, Charlotte's Web, is a perfect read for kids at multiple levels. First, it builds a sense of care and affection in them for animals and for their friends. Second, it makes them realize how it feels to be at the receiving end of injustice, especially when they have done no wrong. Third, it also makes them understand how it feels to be lonely. Thus, it makes them protective and affectionate towards their pets and towards their younger siblings if they may have in future. This one is a good news for parents because this book convinces the kids to wake up early and have a routine. Fifth, which is very important for kids to understand and remember as they grow up. If someone makes them feel like they are nothing or they are less than somebody else, then never knock their door twice. Another important thing that I learned from this book is at times we meet people in our lives whose way of life, their habits like eating habits or the way they dress, the way they present themselves are different and they don't get along well with our way of life. At times we judge them. It may come very unintentionally, but it happens that we judge their eating habits, we judge their gender, we judge their orientation, we judge the way they are hanging around all the time, how careless they are at studies, and so on. Irrespective of everything that they do, having these things as a criteria to decide whether they are worthy of our friendship or not, it's very important that trust and loyalty is our criteria to know whether a person can be our friends or not. A little hint from the story. Wilbur was merely suffering the doubts and fears that often go with finding a new friend. In good time, he was to discover that he was mistaken about Charlotte. Underneath her rather bold and cruel exterior, she had a kind heart, and she was to prove loyal and true to the very end. Sometimes we even decide whether a person deserves to be our friend or not on the basis of their faith and practices. Let's not do that hereafter, because most importantly, what we think about our friends and what our friends think about us is more important than anything else. Why? Our parents, our siblings may sometimes tell us that, oh, you're good, oh, you're sweet and lovely, you don't have to worry about what anything else thinks about you, because they don't want to hurt us. They don't want us to cry. Our friends are outsiders, yet they know us very closely. They know what we like, they know what we dislike, they know what can hurt us, they know what is good for us. And a good friend is someone who can correct you when it's required, but also stands by you when you need the most. And that's why what our friends think about us is most important. Eighth, being modest at the finest peak of our lives is important. It talks a lot about us as a person. This book also teaches our kids about priorities, not abandoning our duties for fun. And from another incident from this book, I would like to say sometimes people who care about you hurt you a bit to save you from the dangers. Well, we can't give a prize if he's dead. He isn't dead. He's fainted. He gets embarrassed easily. Run for some water, Lurvy. Lurvy sprang from the judge's ring and disappeared. Templeton poked his head from the straw. he noticed that the end of Wilbur's tail was within reach. Templeton grinned. "I'll tend to this," he chuckled. He took Wilbur's tail in his mouth and bit it, just as hard as he could. The pain revived Wilbur. In a flash, he was back on his feet. "Ouch! Hooray!" yelled the crowd. "He's up!" That pinch was really painful for Wilbur, but had he not woken up, he wouldn't have won the prize. So, sometimes our friends or our family, or people who really care about us, do some things that hurt us a bit, but it is for our own good. I would like to end the review of this book with final takeaways. First, when your stomach is empty and your mind is full, it's always hard to sleep. Well, this is not really a takeaway, but what I mean is, these quotes make us realize that if somebody is disturbed, what we can do as friends, and if we are disturbed, what we need to do to fix it. This is a little from a different perspective. Now that school was over, Fern visited the barn almost every day to sit quietly on her stool. The animals treated her as an equal. What surprised me is, even in our life, for all the animals around us, we are humans. We are equal for them. If they know that we are not going to cause any harm to them, we are all equal for them. Are all animals equal for us? Is almost a second story. Are all human beings equal for us in our own view, in our own perception? We are still fighting, discriminating, dividing, or getting divided in many, many small categories. I think this, although as a kid's read, these little sentences make it a perfect read for adults. Third, never hurry, never worry. Gain weight, stay well, that's the way you can help. Keep fit, and don't lose your nerve. Do you think you understand? If you understand, hit the like button. Okay, this one I think is more fit for parents. I suppose so, Mrs. Arable. I never looked at it that way before. Still, I don't understand how those words got into the web. I don't understand it, and I do not like what I cannot understand. This is also with our kids. What they don't like, what they don't understand, they don't like. So, a little insight into their hearts and into their minds. If they don't understand something, they will not do it. This is a little philosophical, okay? We are born, we live a little while, we die. A spider's life can't help being something of a mess. With all this trapping and eating flies, by helping you, perhaps I was trying to lift my life a trifle. I think we as human beings also resonate with this. We live, we die. By helping each other, maybe even we can lift our lives a trifle, a little bit. Do you like that a little bit? Now, to that note, sometimes we feel that why should I help someone when nobody is on my side when I need help? To that, we have a little message from Charlotte's life. She never moved again. Next day, as the Ferris wheel was being taken apart and the race horses were being loaded into the vans and the entertainers were packing up their belongings and driving away in their trailers, Charlotte died. The fairgrounds were soon deserted. The sheds and buildings were empty and forlorn. The infield was littered with bottles and trash. Nobody of the hundreds of people that had visited the fair knew that a grey spider had played the most important part of all. No one was with her when she died. That's why I said that it's an emotional read. It is so emotional and heartbreaking that even as an adult you might feel attached to the characters. I'm not going to reveal anything about the book, but you will feel attached to the characters of this book, and you will feel like, oh my god, I feel like crying. But that's what Charlotte said, that in our life we can add meaning only if we help each other, and do not expect help in return, but appreciate it if we get some. Because it's not often that someone comes along who is a true friend and a good writer. So if you have one, do cherish the person and do make sure that they never leave your life. If you have enjoyed this book review, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, hit the bell icon so that you get notified when I come up with the next review. Thank you. Take care. Bye.